What if the sun just vanished? No warning, no explosion, just gone. How long would Earth survive? What would happen to us? For the first 8 minutes we wouldn't even notice. Light takes that long to travel from the sun to Earth. But then, suddenly, total darkness. The sky would turn pitch black, revealing countless stars. Solar-powered systems would fail instantly, and temperatures would start to drop. Within hours, the temperature would plummet. Oceans would begin to cool. Without sunlight, photosynthesis would stop, threatening the entire food chain. The moon would disappear too, as it only reflects sunlight. Over the next few weeks to years, things would get even worse. Oceans would freeze over, leaving only deep-sea life to survive, for now. Without the sun's gravitational pull, planets, including Earth, would drift into space. Earth would eventually become a frozen wasteland, resembling an ice-covered rogue planet. Could humanity survive? Only underground bunkers or deep-sea colonies might keep us safe. Nuclear and geothermal energy could sustain small groups, at least for a while. But with no new oxygen, no food sources, and extreme cold, how long could we last? So what do you think? Could we find a way to survive without the sun? Or would this be the end of Earth as we know it? Comment below and subscribe for more mind-blowing science. The sun's role in our solar system. The sun is not just a source of light and heat, it's the very heart of our solar system. Imagine the chaos if it were to vanish. The sun's immense gravitational pull keeps all the planets, including Earth, in their orbits. Without it, the entire solar system would spiral into disarray. Planets would drift aimlessly through space, colliding with each other or getting lost in the vast interstellar void. The sun's influence extends far beyond its gravitational force. It drives our climate, dictates weather patterns, and powers the photosynthesis process that sustains life on Earth. The warmth of the sun allows liquid water to exist on our planet, a crucial ingredient for life as we know it. Its light means everything. Without it, ecosystems would collapse, and the intricate balance of life would be disrupted. But the sun also shields us from cosmic radiation, acting as a protective barrier. Its magnetic field interacts with Earth's, creating the beautiful auroras while also deflecting harmful charged particles. Without the sun, Earth would be exposed to the full brunt of cosmic and interstellar radiation, making the surface uninhabitable. In essence, the sun is the lifeline of our solar system. It's hard to imagine our existence without its omnipresent influence. So next time you feel the warmth of the sun on your face, remember, it's not just a star, it's the anchor that holds our entire cosmic neighborhood together. Immediate effects on Earth. As mentioned, the first 8 minutes would go unnoticed, but what happens immediately after? The sudden darkness would cause panic and confusion. Emergency services would be overwhelmed, and the lack of sunlight would disrupt our circadian rhythms. Imagine a bustling city, suddenly plunged into darkness. Streetlights flicker on, but the eerie absence of the sun casts long shadows and an unsettling stillness. People would instinctively look up, searching for the familiar warmth and light, only to find an endless black void. The temperature would begin to drop almost immediately. Within hours, the surface of the Earth would start to cool. Crops, deprived of sunlight, would halt their growth. Photosynthesis would cease, and the oxygen levels would start to dwindle. Animals too would be thrown into disarray. Birds, confused by the perpetual night, would cease their songs. Nocturnal creatures, sensing something amiss, might venture out in droves, adding to the chaos. The immediate effects wouldn't just be physical, the psychological impact would be profound. Humans, so accustomed to the daily cycle of day and night, would struggle to adapt. Anxiety and fear would become rampant as the realization sets in. The sun is gone. Communities would band together, seeking solace and answers. But without the guiding light of our star, the world as we know it would begin to unravel. The initial hours would be just the beginning of a long and arduous journey into the unknown. Impact on technology. Solar-powered systems would fail instantly, causing blackouts in areas dependent on solar energy. Satellites that rely on solar power would also go offline, disrupting communication and navigation systems. In our modern world, technology is the backbone of daily life. Imagine the sudden failure of solar farms, plunging entire regions into darkness and halting the production of renewable energy. The loss of communication satellites would create a cascade of failures, affecting everything from GPS navigation to global financial transactions. Air traffic control systems, reliant on satellite communication, would face immediate challenges, risking mid-air collisions and grounding flights. Emergency services, already overwhelmed by the chaos on the ground, would struggle to coordinate efforts without reliable communication channels. The global internet, with its intricate web of satellite links, would experience significant disruptions, isolating communities and cutting off the flow of information. Social media, news outlets, and even basic internet services would become unreliable, adding to the confusion and fear. As the minutes turn into hours, the technological infrastructure we take for granted would begin to collapse. Power grids, designed to balance supply and demand, would falter without the input from solar energy, leading to widespread power outages. Backup systems, dependent on finite fuel supplies, would only offer temporary relief. In this new reality, the immediate technological impact would be just the tip of the iceberg. The long-term consequences would ripple through every aspect of society, fundamentally altering the way we live and interact with the world. The loss of the sun would not only plunge us into darkness but also into a technological abyss, challenging our resilience and adaptability in ways we have never imagined. Without the sun, the very foundation of life on Earth would crumble. The process of photosynthesis, which allows plants to convert sunlight into energy, would cease instantly. This abrupt halt would mark the beginning of a catastrophic chain reaction. Plants, the primary producers in our ecosystems, would start to wither and die. The vibrant greens of forests and fields would fade to lifeless browns. As the plants perish, herbivores, creatures that depend on plants for sustenance, would face starvation. From the smallest insects to the largest grazing mammals, their populations would dwindle rapidly. With the death of herbivores, carnivores would find their food sources dwindling. Predators, from majestic lions to cunning foxes, would struggle to survive in this new, barren world. The intricate web of life built over millions of years would unravel at an alarming pace. Humanity would not be spared from this devastation. Agriculture, the cornerstone of human civilization, would be severely impacted. Crops would fail, leading to unprecedented food shortages. Communities that rely on farming would be hit the hardest, but the ripple effects would reach urban centers as well. In the absence of natural light, indoor farming and greenhouses would offer a brief respite, but they too would eventually succumb to the lack of solar energy. The global food supply chain, already fragile, would collapse under the strain, leading to widespread hunger and desperation. As the days turn into weeks, the biological impact of the sun's disappearance would become painfully clear. The Earth, once teeming with life, would transform into a desolate wasteland. The loss of the sun would not only plunge us into darkness but also usher in a new era of extinction, challenging the very survival of life on our planet. As the immediate impacts of the sun's disappearance wreak havoc on life, the long-term environmental changes would paint an even grimmer picture. Over the course of weeks to years, the Earth's temperature would continue to plummet. Without the sun's warmth, our planet would rapidly cool, transforming into an icy wasteland. Oceans, which cover over 70% of the Earth's surface, would begin to freeze from the top down. Initially, only the surfaces would be affected, but as time progresses, the freezing would penetrate deeper, turning vast bodies of water into solid ice. The atmosphere would become thinner, a consequence of the decreasing temperatures. The air we breathe would grow colder and less dense, making it increasingly difficult for both humans and animals to survive. This thinning atmosphere would also struggle to retain heat, accelerating the cooling process even further. The lack of sunlight would significantly alter weather patterns. The dynamic systems that drive our climate would be thrown into chaos. We would experience extreme and unpredictable weather, with violent storms and erratic temperature shifts becoming the norm. Regions that once enjoyed temperate climates might find themselves in perpetual winter, while others could face severe droughts or unrelenting snowfall. These environmental changes would have a profound and lasting impact on the Earth. The once vibrant and diverse ecosystems would give way to a barren and inhospitable landscape. The planet, now devoid of its life-giving star, would become a frozen shadow of its former self. The long-term effects of the sun's vanishing act would challenge the resilience of any remaining life, pushing the boundaries of survival in this new, harsh reality. As the Earth transforms into a frozen wasteland, the question arises: could humanity find a way to survive in this new, harsh reality? The answer may lie in our ability to adapt and innovate. One potential strategy involves creating underground bunkers. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, these bunkers could provide refuge from the extreme cold. Here, we would rely on nuclear and geothermal energy to generate heat and power. These energy sources, independent of the sun, could sustain us in the long term. Another possibility is the establishment of deep-sea colonies. The ocean depths, insulated from the surface's freezing temperatures, could offer a stable environment. Using advanced technology, we could construct underwater habitats capable of supporting human life. These colonies would also depend on nuclear and geothermal energy, as well as innovative engineering to ensure a constant supply of oxygen and other necessities. In both underground bunkers and deep-sea colonies, food production would be a critical challenge. Traditional farming would be impossible without sunlight, so we would turn to artificial means such as hydroponics. By growing plants in nutrient-rich water under artificial light, we could produce the food needed to sustain life. This method, though energy-intensive, would be our best hope for long-term survival. Despite the daunting challenges, these survival strategies showcase humanity's resilience and ingenuity. By leveraging technology and thinking creatively, we may be able to carve out a new existence in a world without the sun. The journey would be fraught with difficulties, but the will to survive could propel us forward, even in the darkest of times. As humanity adapts to life in underground bunkers and deep-sea colonies, another formidable challenge emerges: the psychological impact of living without sunlight. The sun has always been a crucial element in our lives, influencing our mood, sleep cycles, and overall mental well-being. The absence of natural light would have severe psychological effects on humans. Without the sun, many would experience increased levels of depression and anxiety. Seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, typically triggered by shorter daylight hours in winter, would now become a year-round reality. The lack of natural light would disrupt our circadian rhythms, leading to sleep disorders and chronic fatigue. Social structures would also be strained. In these confined and resource-scarce environments, tensions would inevitably rise. The constant stress of survival, combined with the lack of personal space, could lead to conflicts and breakdowns in communal living. Relationships, both personal and professional, would be put to the test as individuals struggle to cope with their new reality. In an effort to mitigate these psychological effects, communities would need to prioritize mental health support. This could include artificial lighting designed to mimic natural sunlight, regular exercise routines, and access to counseling services. Virtual reality could also provide an escape, allowing people to experience simulated environments that offer a semblance of normalcy. Despite these measures, the psychological toll of living in perpetual darkness would be profound. It would challenge our resilience and force us to confront the limits of our mental endurance. Yet in facing these challenges, we would also discover the strength of the human spirit, the capacity to find hope and connection, even in the darkest of times. Ultimately, the psychological impact of a world without the sun would be a testament to our ability to adapt and endure. It would remind us that while technology and innovation can ensure our physical survival, it is our emotional and mental resilience that will truly sustain us in the long run. As we grapple with the psychological and physical challenges of a sunless world, it's only natural to wonder if there could be a way to reignite the sun, or create an artificial one. Scientists and engineers would undoubtedly explore every possible avenue to restore our primary source of light and energy. One speculative scenario involves reigniting the sun using advanced technology. This might entail harnessing nuclear fusion or developing a colossal space-based device to jumpstart the sun's core. While the feasibility of such an endeavor remains uncertain, the pursuit of this goal would drive innovation and inspire hope. Alternatively, we could consider creating an artificial sun. This would involve constructing massive orbiting satellites equipped with powerful light sources to simulate sunlight. These artificial suns could provide the necessary light and warmth to sustain life on Earth, although the energy requirements and technical challenges would be immense. Another bold idea is to relocate humanity to a different star system. This would involve developing faster-than-light travel or generation ships capable of sustaining human life over long interstellar journeys. While this concept currently resides in the realm of science fiction, advancements in space exploration and technology could one day make it a reality. These speculative scenarios highlight the importance of the sun to our survival. They remind us of the lengths we would go to restore its presence and the ingenuity we possess as a species. While the challenges are daunting, the quest for solutions would unite us in a common purpose, pushing the boundaries of what we believe is possible. Ultimately, these scenarios underscore the significance of our relationship with the sun. It is not just a source of light and energy, but a cornerstone of our existence. Whether through reigniting the sun, creating an artificial one, or venturing to another star system, our efforts would reflect our determination to preserve life and ensure the continuity of our civilization. In conclusion, the sun is essential for life on Earth. Its sudden disappearance would lead to catastrophic consequences. Our world would be plunged into darkness, temperatures would plummet, and ecosystems would collapse. Technology and human ingenuity might offer temporary solutions, but the long-term outlook remains bleak. The sun's role in our solar system cannot be overstated. It is the cornerstone of our existence, providing the light and warmth necessary for life to thrive. Without it, even the most advanced scientific endeavors would struggle to replicate its life-sustaining power. While we can imagine scenarios where humanity adapts, survives, or even ventures to new star systems, the reality is that our bond with the sun is profound and irreplaceable. It is a reminder of the delicate balance that sustains us and the extraordinary lengths we would go to preserve it. Ultimately, the sun is not just a celestial body. It is a symbol of life, hope, and the enduring spirit of human resilience. As we continue to explore the cosmos and push the boundaries of what is possible, let us always remember the vital role our sun plays in the story of our existence.